It's a new show, which means Special Conditions is back. With our new segments for the podcast, we are ready to go, so stay tuned for Burned or Learned, Behind the Booth, Sleeve It or Leave It, and Status Recommended. This episode is brought to you by our Patreon. Shout out to the community that keeps the Pokemon Professor Network rolling. For $1 a month, you can support the network and join our Patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people at patreon.com/PokemonProfessor. What's up, Pokemon TCG fans? Welcome to episode 199 of Special Conditions, where competing and collecting collide. It's Wednesday, February 11th, 2026. I'm one of your hosts, Adam, joined by the other magnificent co-host, Justin. Let's go. What's going on? How are you?
The hostess with the mostest, and Adam.
He is. He's stuffed.
Do you know why I'm stuffed with excitement?
Because it's like so far away from Thanksgiving.
Because we've got our first ever Giovanni level producer. Let's have it up for Boris. Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, and I conveniently have this Giovanni scheme card right here that you may or may not have sent me.
That looks like a card that I've seen and packaged and sent to you. That's pretty cool, Justin.
So, Adam, how's it been?
It's been pretty good. I've been playing a lot of TCG Live. I actually got the highest I've gotten in a long time. I think it was like Gardevoir tier, just because I had only been playing like one game every week or 1 to 2 games every week. It was pretty low key. I then started just busting out games left and right, so it's felt a little better. But now I'm kind of playing intentionally. So when I'm logging in, I'm making sure to play like 2 games, no more, no less, and I just focus on like what I'm gonna tackle. It's like I try to go first or I try to go second. I just try to figure out which one I want to do and start there.
Nice.
And try to come back from each of those. With the release of Ascended Heroes, reverse real quick. I've been playing the Festival Lead deck. It is a lot of fun, and I just enjoy the crap out of that deck, and I don't want to stop playing it.
It sounds like this would be good for our segment later.
Yes, I'm just saying.
Or leave it.
All right. So we'll start the podcast with card of the day, because that's where we should start. I just almost got over zealous on that and started just going for it. But just in Pokemon Go, we just had an event that had Flamigos that was all over the place. So it inspired me to go after this card here. It's Flamigo illustration rare from Paldea Evolved.
First, can I just say I love the flamboyant pink on this card. It is so pretty.
It is so pretty. And this card, I feel like when Scarlet and Violet's first came out, just like in general, people had like tons of these cards. Now, I don't see this card often at all in anybody's binder. This is like if somebody has it, it's in their PC and they don't sell it. They don't have it at shows. Like, this is something I don't see very often. Which is why
I don't even remember this card. I had forgotten about it.
Yeah, it's like they didn't do it to all the other Pokemon with United Wings, which would have been cool if they did. Then you'd have a whole art rare of United Wings. But we had a Murkrow from that was the pre-release card. So you win some, you lose some, but that's pretty much all we got out of Paldea Evolved.
So Adam, why did you choose this card?
I chose this card because it's a beautiful art. Like you said, the colors pop, and it's in your face. I really enjoy single prize decks, so I like to go after cards like this. And I think this is, I'd say, one of the above average illustration rare price range because this is about like $5 to $6. And I picked it because, Instaflock, birds of a feather flock together.
We love a good themed card.
Yeah, and this ability allows you to go, put it from your bench or from your hand onto your bench. Once during your turn, you search your deck for up to 3 Flamigos. Reveal them, put them in your hand. That worked well with, utilizing Ultra Ball to discard cards. So you'd play Ultra Ball, discard those 2, and then you'd have 2 United Wings attacks in the discard. And its main attack is United Wings. This attack does 20 damage for each Pokemon in your discard pile that has the United Wings attack. So you're just powering up your attack over and over and over again.
And, I will admit, I forgot United Wings was still in format. I thought that was the last format.
Yeah, I mean, so you've got utilization from dark types and grass types and lightning types with Wattrel, Dartrix, and Murkrow. So, I mean, relevant types, but not necessarily, fire. Fire would be nice. And then the artist is Shibuza, and their other works are Tatsuguri from Paradox Rift, which is that cool, like, it's the same art style, honestly. And then there's a Psyduck from Sun and Moon, number 28 out of 149. That is giving like the Rock eye, the wrestler, when he's like does that weird. do you smell what the Rock's cooking?
Sigh.
Yeah. So that's what I got for the card of the day. I was just excited about it, just from the art style, honestly.
And
I enjoy playing that deck.
I would say what I was excited about, but I guess we will wait for that later in our behind the booth segment.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, Adam, you already teased it. Your burned or learned segment. So in this segment, burned or learned, we're talking about, whether it's a trade, a buy, or a play. It didn't go as planned. Did you take an L? Did you learn something?
Well, Justin, in my 2 games, I learned that Kyurem is a pain in my butt.
Which Kyurem?
So the Kyurem, I don't know what set it's from, but basically it says does like 130 damage or whatever, or 110 damage to like 3 Pokemon on your opponent's side. That's
Kyurem.
But it's like 5 energies. It's 5 energy. It's very expensive. I think it's like if you have a Colress experiment in your discard pile, it's cheaper. But that's not the reason we use it. They use it because they're playing with Slowking. It's a psychic, and you discard the top card of your deck, and you use whatever attack is off the top card of your deck.
Talking about this Kyurem from Shrouded Foogle, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so with Plasma Bane ability, if your opponent has any cards in a discard pile that have Colress in their name, you can use this for 1 colorless. Discard all energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 110 damage to 3 of your opponent's Pokemon. Yikes.
And it doesn't say like bench only, it says any. So I was playing Festival Lead. Oh, no, I'm not playing a Colress.
Oh, okay.
That's just what the card does. Like, you can use it for cheaper if your opponent has the Colress in the discard.
Oh, wait, so how did they play it?
So its attack base is, 5 energies, does that ability or that attack. So there's a Slowking, it's psychic, for 2 energies. You discard the top card of your deck, and you can utilize that attack for free. So you're paying 2 for a 5 energy attack cost, as long as you can set the deck up or stack the cards, if you will.
Could he stack the cards?
Well, I'll tell you the scenario. So I had 2 Grookey Gangs, or the Thwackies, and I had 3 Festival Lead attackers. because I wasn't able to get a 6th one down because they had used this attack at the start, and I was able to recover and come back from it. So I thought I was able to remove their outs by using boss's orders and taking out their Pheasantipity after a well-timed Iono'd for them to go. So they went down to 3. But they were able to overcome with a Cypher's Maniac code breaking, Super Rod to get their Kiram, and they got the energy. Like after those 3, like I mean they drew a card for their turn, but after those 3 cards that they got with the Iono'd, at least 2 out of the 4 of them at the end of it were given to them by me. Because I knocked out the Pheasantipity, and then they were able to bring up the Slow King, use the Super Rod to get the Kiram back in, use the Cypher's Maniac, and then they were able to take all 3 prize cards for the win.
So you were definitely burned.
Yes, it was. I learned that I definitely need some bench protection, but I think the deck just you have to accept some of that stuff. If you are going for speed and consistency, you can't necessarily plan for every single deck. Like there's not a lot of spread out there, but when you come against it, it's just kind of like, yep, okay, I'll take it. Because you've already got 1 space taken up for Psyduck. Because Duskull, that'll ruin your whole strategy right there. So I like being able to counter when they start their turn. They're like buddy puff, and they grab 2 Duskulls, and I'm like, I use my buddy poffin and go get a Psyduck.
I finally picked up a Psyduck the other day. Still can't believe I just spent $8 on the stupid thing.
But it is a great card to have. I will say that, because it has won me in many games.
Yeah. So from my burned or learned, I learned I don't need to practice for Ascended Heroes yet, because it's not going to be legal for tournament play until March 6th. But the only thing I really needed from Ascended Heroes is Pokepad. Did I spell it right? Yes.
Justin, how much are they?
Not cheap. This is
what's the market on
common.
them?
This is a common card, and it is selling for $8.
Now I haven't watched a lot of, or any actually, openings of Ascended Heroes, but I'm getting the feeling that Ascended Heroes is very similar to Prismatic Evolutions in its pack structure. You can buy a crap ton of packs and you get absolutely no hits. But what you do get is a crap ton of trainers. So I'm hoping and praying that Pokepads are very just plentiful. And I mean,
somebody's find packs.
Yeah, somebody's taking advantage right now. I mean, good on them, because they bought all of the packs and then opened them and got nothing. But here's how you get your money back right now: so you open them all and sell your Pokepads.
Yeah, because like if it was going to be more relevant, I was going to have to pick up 4, because it just says search your deck for Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. I mean, almost anything you're playing today.
This replaces Nest Ball.
Yeah,
because that you forces you to put something on the bench, and it forces it to be a basic Pokemon.
Yeah.
Then it replaces Ultra Ball, which costs you 2 cards anytime you play it. Unless your deck is focused on discarding cards for a reason, you don't want to be playing that, because it's taking cards from your hand.
This is gonna be a 4 of in like every deck.
Yep, I have 4 in my Festival Grounds deck. Yeah.
Before this was printed, I was wondering if they were going to print like Quick Ball again. But I don't know. With this Pokepad, it's so good. It's so busted. I don't know that we even need something like a Quick Ball.
Yes, this makes any single stage 1 deck viable. anything that you can, like a four corners style deck, something. This is very viable.
It's very viable in Dragapult, which is just going to make it even more of a tier 1 deck.
I also found out that like in just like my silly testing, because like I've been messing around, because like in Ascended Heroes we're getting like new like Team Rocket stuff, and like the Team Rocket trainers and stuff are being reprinted.
Yeah.
I would assume, because like Destined Rivals was not printed very much, is what it seems like, because like I can't find it. And if you can find it, it's like a 1-pack in a tin. But I've been trying to toy around with a lot of stupid, silly Team Rocket stuff, because it's like they wouldn't put Team Rocket in Ascended Heroes if it wasn't relevant. If somebody up high wasn't like, they're like, nobody is seeing what we're trying to put on the table here. Like, there's something out there that like we're not seeing. And I'm a firm believer in this. There's something out there that we're not seeing. Like, there's you can play 4 of the Team Rocket like transponders or whatever, which just lets you go search for a supporter. So first off, you play 4 of those, and then there's I don't know all the ones, but it's basically like you can search your deck for 3 Team Rocket basic Pokemon. Like, and if it's your first turn, you can just play it. So if you have 4 of those and you have 4 of the transponders, your chances of being able to get your bench set up turn 1 is very high. And that's not including like playing Pokepad, like doing any other things like that. And you can play that supporter. You can get your bench full. You don't need to waste your A spec on like being a trolley to go search for stuff. You can get yourself set up pretty quick. There's even a new Doug trio that like when your opponent brings their active to the bench, that Pokemon puts 2 damage counters on it. Like that plus Arbok like basically says if it's in the active spot, your opponent can't evolve any Pokemon that have abilities. Or like that have an ability, can like they can't evolve into something with an ability, which is huge. Like Dragocloak, that has an ability, you can't evolve into that. Like what? And then it's for 3 energies. It does like 30 damage to everything on your opponent's side. Now with that and devolution or TM devolution, like that can be pretty brutal, because then it just stalls you. Like, because that happened to me with the Festival lead. Everything went to my hand. Everything has an ability. Ask me how I won that.
How'd you win that?
I didn't. I lost. I was so mad. I was like, what is this right now? And then to top it off, okay? So like just say this is turn 1.
Yeah.
Team Rocket Factory, you can play that down. It says if you've played a Team Rocket supporter, you draw 2 extra cards or whatnot. So you could turn 1, transponder, go search for that supporter, play the supporter, go search for bench Pokemon, play down the stadium, draw 2 extra cards. That to me is insane. Like that line of play, you just draw a bunch of cards and get set up. There's something there. There's something there. That's all I'm saying. Is there something there? So if you're listening to this and you're thinking about Team Rocket, hopefully you can find out something that's out there, because I there's just something. I just know there is. I just don't know what it is. I haven't dove too hard into it. Okay, I'm done.
All right. So after that brings us to the Meta Minute. So Adam, there's a couple regionals that took place over the weekend. Did you happen to see anything about either of them?
I just watched kind of like a random match, and then I saw what won.
For and I was Santiago or Sydney? Which one?
Oh, there was 2? I think
there was 2.
I don't know which one. I don't know which one I watched. I just typed in regionals like Pokemon.
Nice. So Santiago, Chile had almost 1,700 players. Sydney had around 700 players. So as Adam, I'm sharing this list here for the top 8. We have Gardevoir, Dragapult Charizard, regular Dragapult, Jellicent, regular Dragapult, Dragapult with Blaziken, and Gardevoir again. Are there any lists here you would like to see?
Honestly, just Alakazam.
Oh, you want to see Alakazam at
I am
11th
I am
place.
such a I am such a like single prizer stan right now.
Let me open
I
this
I
image
love the
here.
concept. I love the concept of this deck. It plays pretty close to Dragapult's lines, obviously with a couple extra things in there. But you've got the 4/4/3 Alakazam, and when you evolve into Kadabra, you draw cards. When you evolve into Alakazam, you draw cards. And then the whole time you're cycling through
You
and
just
drawing more cards
you
with
just have so
the
many cards in
Dunsparce.
your hand at all times.
Yep. And you're just drawing stuff and having your hand size be huge and being able to do more damage based on the amount of cards that are in your hand. Even their A spec is the energy that like lets you draw 4 cards or whatever it is. So it's like, what? It's just
Enriching
there's
energy.
enriching energy. It's just, oh, I love it. I love it so much.
I will say it's very annoying to play against when you don't have a lot of disruption. You're just like, so many cards.
It is fun when you're playing against this and you're playing Festival Grounds because or Festival Lead because you can just attack twice and knock it out, which is really
Now,
funny.
conveniently, the last time I played this, I was playing Donzard, and they did not have enough cards in hand to deal with it because I play Reset Stamp. And my Reset
Mm.
Stamp set them back, so they could not even 2 KO my Charizard. It was quite satisfying. I'm like, ha! Drew all those cards for nothing. Yeah, so that's Alakazam deck. Is there any cards that stand out to you in this list?
Uh, Battle Cage, I guess.
Battle Party, whoop whoop. Oh wait, wrong pod.
Yeah, wrong podcast.
Right, what Battle Cage does. I've never really used it. Prevent all damage counters from being placed on bench Pokemon by effects of attacks and abilities from opponents of Pokemon.
Okay, so that
Interesting.
like saves you from Dragapult a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's very specific. But I guess if that's, you know, 40 to 50% of the meta, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I may have to play Battle Cage. uh,
Yeah.
okay, going back to this list. There's one I wanted to look at. This in 7th place, Esteban Figura with the Blaziken. Because like, what the heck is a Blaziken doing in here?
Well, what do you even know
Do
what
you even
Blaziken does?
know?
Read the Blaziken EX.
Okay, Blaziken EX has the ability Seething Spirit. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic energy card from this card pile to one of your Pokemon. And for fire and a colorless, 200 damage. Hmm.
During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack.
Yes.
Now, there's a. I didn't even. I just assumed it was just the EX, but they play the non EX version.
The baby
What?
Blaziken, what does
Yeah, what
that
does
do?
that one do?
All right. For 2 colorless, Heat Blast 70 damage. Pass. But for 2 fires and a colorless, Inferno Kick Flurry. 120 damage. Discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. This attack also does 120 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon.
So that I can see the line of play, and that is, oh hey, I'm going to knock out your active with this damage, and I'm going to knock out a bench Pokemon with this damage.
Yeah, because there's no bench barrier right now, and there's let's see. So the only thing, what is the only thing that blocks bench damage?
So it's Shaman EX or Shaman
Is that only
and
against basics?
I think so, actually, now that you're saying it. I'm not
Let's look this
100%
up.
sure. But
What?
I love how many energies are in this deck. You've got 3 dark, 2, I think it's boost, not boost energy, but it's
Do
whatever
you know
that
what
is.
set that Shaman is from?
I'm not sure, but it was in the last deck we looked at. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Was
5,
it?
6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, there's 9 energies in this deck. 2 Monkey Dories, and there's a Hoopa EX. I think
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
wild. I'm most surprised by that card.
Yeah. I didn't. But it's fun because it plays the dark energies, right?
Right. And I think what's so surprising about this deck is that it's just a bunch of random different things. Yes, they all have synergy, but it's like playing this against decks and the meta that you've played against or about, and then
Mm-hmm.
somebody comes in, they're like, oh, okay, it's Dragapult, and then they drop Hoopa and they drop a Torchic, and you're like, what am I playing against? Why am I this isn't top cut right now? All right, tell us what this
Uh,
does, Justin.
so Hoopa EX for 2 darkness energy, even though it is a fighting type. It does Energy Crush. This attack does 50 damage for each energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. That's insane. Because like if you're playing against Gardevoir or
You're like
something, they could be
5,
loaded.
10, 15, 20. Yeah, that is brutal because you just put an energy on that, and you're like, okay, it's just a threat on
Then you
board.
use your
Like,
Blaziken to attach to it.
well, it attaches fire energy, right? Or is it basic energy? It's just
Oh,
basic. No, I think it's just basic.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let's go back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just basic. Yeah.
Yep, basic
Yep.
energy. Could be
Holy cow. And
darkness.
no, and that's why Monkey Dory works. Because when Blaziken first came out, it was just Blaziken Monkey Dory. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I was playing against. And I was like, what the heck is this? I can't, if I'm not one shotting this, I can't take it down. Because then they have 3 Monkey Dories on the bench and they're just moving 90 damage every turn. Wow.
See,
That
this
is
is just a wild
crazy.
list. That's why I wanted to look at it. It's just a wild list.
See, that kind of stuff is impressive. I like that.
But yeah, otherwise it's your main culprits. Let's go look at Sydney. Sydney is always a little whack just because it's a totally different meta over there. We got Goldango, Goldango, Guardy Jellicent, Flareon Noctowl, Dragapult, Absol, Goldango, Gardevoir Jellicent again to round out your top 8.
Wow. That was really unfortunate for the Flareon player to not go into either Goldango.
Yeah. Womp. What did they?
Yeah,
Let's
like
see. Let's look at this Flareon list. All right. It looks kind of similar to what's her name? Emma. Is it? It's Emma that's been playing the Flareon and in the other regionals. I'm
I
blanking
believe
on her
so.
last name. But this is one of those just like one of lists. There's just so many cards in this deck. It'd be hard for me to play. There's no way I'm playing this unless I'm practicing for forever.
Yeah, even like 1/1 Pidgeot, 1 normal EV, 2 EVEX, like
What does EVEX even do? I forget. Rainbow DNA. This Pokemon can evolve into any Pokemon EX EV that evolves from Eevee if you play it from your hand onto this Pokemon.
and this Pokemon can't evolve during the first turn it's played, which makes sense.
Is that the only? Is that the
The,
only EX that evolves?
the
That
question is,
EVEX?
if okay, so it says it can't evolve if it's the first turn it's played, but like, and then you evolve it into the Flareon. If somebody used devolution, does that allow? Does that make the Flareon go back because it's technically evolved? Or
I would think so because it's still
yeah,
evolved, right?
yeah, you're right. Yeah, because Flareon EX has to evolve. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that's a good question. If you know the answer, reach out and let us know because that's a
Yes,
good question.
because we don't know what we're talking about. I'm kidding. No, we just haven't played this deck. Yeah, no, this also looks like a fun list.
It does
I
look
wouldn't know how to
fun.
play it.
Not
But it
the
looks
kind of
fun.
fun that I would enjoy. Because imagine all 6 prizes are things you have one of, and you're like, wow, all my tech cards for this specific matchup are not here.
Okay, so, that's pretty long. Why don't we take a break, and when we come
Take a
back,
break.
we'll talk about Behind the Booth.
All right, Justin.
Sleeve it or leave it. Sleepers and steals, and what we're recommending you watch.
All right, sounds good. Let's take a break. We want to take a moment to recognize some of our Patrons really quickly. Huge thank you to our executive producer, Tish Smith, and a big thank you to our gym leaders, Ben, Espion Willow, Herbert, Matthew, and Sushi Slayer, as well as our other executive producers on the network, Xander, Monkey Bread, and Kate the Cons. Just another shout out to Boris for tackling the Giovanni tier. And make sure you check out PokemonProfessor.com for links to everywhere you can connect with us, grab some merch, send us a message, and connect with all the other shows on the Pokemon Professor Network. All right, Justin, behind the booth.
So, one of us was behind the booth. The other one of us was in front of the booth buying from that booth. What would that be?
So I hosted a Whatnot stream on on Saturday because they were doing like a 4% commission type thing. So I was like, well, it would behoove me to not try to take advantage of that and to see if I could, and I'm like, I figure Saturday night, that's a good time. I did 10 p.m. on a Saturday night, and lo and behold, it didn't work out as well as I wanted it to. A lot of cards were going for well under market, which is not like I wasn't complaining. I wasn't mad. It was I could see the attention, like, because you can see how many viewers you have, and what worked were giveaways because it kept people in the show. But what didn't work is I had an entire back wall filled with celebrations, and nobody said anything about it. It was very weird. And then somebody was asking for like Latios. So I tore down the whole celebrations back wall, and then I set up another back wall with a bunch of things. And if you can believe this, Justin, I mean, I know you were there, but nobody wanted any.
I was not there at this one. I was there for the Tuesday midday stream. I did not see the Saturday one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking about it, and I was like, wait a minute. I had those cards. Justin. The cards that you bought. I had all that stuff up, and nobody was after any of them. I think I only had one person ask for something. Unless it was the same show that you were in, but it was a Tepig. Does that sound right? No. Okay, so
I was not there for that one.
Then they asked me for the Tepig, and they asked how much was on that. And I think market's $18 to $20, and I was like, oh, I'd like to be about 15. I'll run it at 15. If you get it, you get it. And I think I put it in, and I started at 14 because I know that shipping is 78 cents or whatever it is. I figured I'd give them the benefit of the doubt, so it's truly 15. It's still sold for 15, but I started at 14. And that was probably the highest price card that went. Other than that, I do a couple cards in between, and nobody wanted anything. It was so strange, the lack of engagement that was there. And I'm trying to think, was it me? Was it that? And I think there were so many people streaming all day, because I think it was from noontime to noontime, Saturday to Sunday, to celebrate the Super Bowl. And I think there was just so many people streaming that your attention could be anywhere. So like if you have favorite streamers that are on, like your attention's getting pulled to them. Your attention's going here, there, everywhere. I think I streamed for an hour, and it was the lowest like sales I've had since I started. And I've been very consistent, like every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Sometimes it's 11, and that's because I have therapy. So,
yeah,
it is what it is. And I've been just trying to stay consistent. But since the first time I started, which that one I think was like 50 or something like that dollars. This was like 70. So I was just like, wow, this is awful. And I'm like, I'm just doing giveaways. Like nobody's buying anything. So I was just like, and then nobody's asking about any of the cards.
So
in the
you're
back
feeding
wall.
the beast. You're feeding the giveaway beast.
The giveaway goblins is what people say. And it's like I'm interactive. Like if you guys are like following me, I announce like, oh hey, thanks for the follow. I'm trying to communicate. And it's like if they ask for something, I try to look for it. And I went through.
I just think you were unlucky and you just caught the wrong time.
Yeah, I think with like, again, so many streamers being on, like if you have a favorite streamer, you were watching them. You know what I mean? Like I'm new-ish to the space, so I'm not, I'm like 15 to 30 viewers like range. I am not anywhere near some of these, collectible tags. They're consistently at like 300, viewers at any given time. So it's, but I had fun doing it. And it's like, I've kind of figured out the shipping game too. I kind of have it set to like $5 max shipping. So if it rewards the people that want to continue to spend, and I'm okay with that. Like if I have to dish out $2 or $3 to help out with shipping, I'm going to do it.
Speaking of continuing to spend, I bought some cards from you on your Tuesday show because conveniently that's when I'm just I've recently gotten to work. I'm pulling up a CAD model and I'm slowly making changes, and it's a slow time of the day. So I was like, okay, well, I need another Dragapult for my deck. So I got one of those. I'd love this shiny Lapras card. And I think this Radiant Jirachi, I think the only one sold for like $1 or $2. So I was like, okay, sure, why not? I love all the Radiant
that's
cards.
Been a consistent like seller, like the Radiant Jirachi. Yeah. Everybody asks for that.
I gotta have my doggos, so the Bolton VMAX I was happy to get. And then I'm also love these full arts of any of the recent full arts with
the Destined Rivals,
the partners on there.
Pretty
but
nice.
The Destined Rivals one's really nice. So that one was a good one. Vibrava, it's just I like the whole Vibrava line, and it just looks really good. Also, an air balloon because
hey, that's super playable. I'm so glad you got it too, because like I have my play set of 4 of them, so I was like, well, I've got an extra one, I might as well put it in the stream.
Yeah, I forgot how many of these cards I got from you. There's an Amazing Rare, which is like one of my favorite subsets of all time. I wish they would bring it back.
Zacian.
And then Wailord.
Wailord the long ways. Let's go.
Yes. It's so detailed. Just look at it. Is that a pirate ship in the background?
I didn't even notice that. It's technically a One Piece card.
That's what it feels like. It's got this full coral reef. I don't even know how Wailord is fitting on this card like this. And it's got the sun and the mountains and everything. It's just such a pretty card. There's a reason why I used to go for like $20. Now I think we've just opened so much of Journey together. It's only worth like a less than 10 now. Okay. Another one I was happy to get, Grimsley's Move. I'm convinced this card will be good at some point. I don't know if that point is right now, but at some point it'll be good because it does. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Put a darkness Pokemon you find there onto your bench. Shuffle your deck. Can't use it during your first turn, but you could do it with a stage 2.
Oh, yeah.
So any darkness, you just top 7,
and you could do that.
basic
you could just
stage
play,
1, stage 2 onto the bench. You cheat it out.
Yeah, because if you're playing Toxtricity, you can just get that out and then just use its ability like that same turn. That's a sleeper move right there.
Yeah, and then I don't love this gold style, but I do love Eloian Executor. So I had to make sure to get this one when you were selling it. And because Lord knows I barely opened any prismatic. This is prismatic, right?
I think it's Surging Sparks.
You're right, it's Surging Sparks. I was like, what is SSP? And then we started to get some of your vintage stuff. So like the Wild GX, that was a fun one. Let's see, what does this do? When you place Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may have your opponent reveal their hand and put a number of basic Pokemon you find there onto their bench. I remember that in some decks back in the day. And it has the Big Eater attack. You can discard your Pokemon or your opponent's supporter cards. And then the Mewtwo card. Was this a promo?
No, that's just the base set from Shining Legends.
Ah, yes. But it's such a good art with like the floating rocks and the space in the background.
And just for reference, a Shining Legends ETB sells for like $775.
And then my favorite card that go ahead.
No, I recently sold the Darkrai from the and that sold for $2 on my last show, I think. And it literally is like probably like $10. I mean, I don't know for sure, but
and then I think my favorite card that I got, just because it's such an old supporter.
Oh, just kidding. It's only $4. Just kidding. It's 10. Just kidding. It's 10.
Is Giovanni's Scheme here?
That's a good one. That's from like a XY break set.
Yeah, it's a 2015 card, and I mean, just look at the blue and purple on this card.
This card, I feel like if you put on the 3D glasses, it would pop out at you.
And then you being you sent a bunch of other fun things. Like,
well, I figured if it's weight wise, I can fit it. I'm gonna throw something extra in there for you.
Like this little Growlithe button.
Well, you gotta have the good boy.
This really cool Mando patch. This is the way.
This is the way.
Free comic book day from several years ago. And then some other playable cards like Mega Absol, Sarah Ledge, Teal Mask Ogrepon, Pidgeot, Terapagos, Mega Mawile, Marnie's Grimmsnarl, Jellicent DX, and Mega Manectric. Yes,
I forgot that I sent all that. No, but like you had mentioned after the stream, you're like, oh well, I needed some playable stuff, so I just threw some extra playable stuff in there for you.
Yeah, no, I've been spending a lot of money on playable stuff recently because I was so out of like the card buying game for a while. I was really just buying stuff from my Growlithe and Arcanine Master set, and then other than that, I bought that case of Journey Together earlier in the year. And besides that, very few cards in the interim. But I've probably spent a good,
I know, Justin,
300 or 400 on playable stuff recently.
Okay, you're like Pokepads.
There was a couple splurge cards.
Did you actually buy Pokepads?
You caught me. No. The SIR Dawn, I really liked that art. That was
okay.
Like 40
so
or 50
you're
bucks.
Picking certain choices. All right, that's fine.
Yes. Yeah, so it's like it's not like I'm picking up another Charizard or something. It was certain ones that I liked that are kind of splurge cards on that. And then like I picked up these weren't very much, but like these full art Garchomps.
Oh yeah. No, I saw that collection at Walmart, and
Mm-hmm.
if you have the collector app, you can just kind of like look and
Yeah.
see what the values are. So that thing, they were selling it at Walmart for, I think it was 45.99 or something. And then
Uh-huh.
like if you wanted to resell it, it was like 55. So I was like, oh, a $10 profit. I was like, let me see how much that card's worth. That card was worth $2. I was like, what? Like that's the
Yeah.
only way you can get this full art, and it's $2. I would just buy the full art right now. I would just buy a play set of them.
I did. I did.
Okay,
That's why I
okay.
have so many. Um, yeah, and then I got a couple more full art trainers. So what I've been buying all these things. I'm like, okay, well, I've already committed to the shipping from this people. What are some other cards I could throw in there? And then like in Zarua, I love this guy. This is the promo from the ETBs.
Yep.
The full art Mega Kangaskhan is really good.
Yeah, I like all the mega full arts just look so stunning, and I would rather have 4 copies of that
The
than
the
anything.
gold Goldango full art.
Yeah, even that card, because the regular golden goes like $5-6. This one's $6 or $7.
Yeah.
You're like, what? Okay, I'm just gonna buy the one that I like more.
And then like some like my only Psyduck and
And Fez
another
has gone
Fez.
down. Fez has gone down,
Yeah,
so
it
that's
has
that's
gone
nice
down
to
since I
see.
bought it, but
I traded somebody
yeah,
for 2 full arts, and I told them, I was like, look, those are expensive. And then they're like, ah, no, they're not. And I'm like, no, look. And I showed them the price, and they're like, oh, okay.
yeah.
But they still wanted to trade them, so I got them.
Okay, so we got pretty sidetracked there,
Yeah, well, there's a
but
lot of cool stuff to look at.
we'll make this next part pretty quick. So for Sleeve It or Leave It, I am getting ready for Houston as coming up next month. And, I was looking through my cards. What do I want to play? What do I like to play? And really, I just want to play Charizard for multiple reasons. A, I like the Dark Terror type Charizard. B, I think it's fun to play Charizard. C, I I didn't want to play Gardevoir. I didn't want to play Goldango. I wasn't sure I knew enough about the Dragapult strategy, and Dragapult's going to be good after rotation. So I'm like, okay, well, if I really want to play it, I can just play it then. But Charizard is rotating, so I got to do it now. So, but
Okay, that
I
makes
came across
sense.
I came across this interesting idea. Have you heard of the Wonder Tag podcast?
Yes, you put me onto
Yeah, so
them
it's
last week.
yeah, so it's Stefan Romanoff blah blah. Hold
Rovanoff,
please.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. You're
And
right.
Jackson is the other guy. And they were talking about, they they had gone to, I want to say it was Merida, and they knew that the meta was going to be a little easier than like your normal normal North American regional. So like, okay, well, let me just play Charizard Dragapult. And they were talking about how that plays easier into a less competitive meta. So it had me thinking, I have a league challenge coming up this weekend that I want to go to at my local store. Should I play Dragapult Charizard? Because it's going to be a less competitive meta because it's a league challenge instead of a league cup.
Let me ask you this: Why not?
There's no reason why not. It's really just
No, I think
I
it'd be worth
yeah,
testing out that theory. You know what I mean? Like I
yeah,
think that in itself is worthy
yeah.
of just checking out.
Because I played regular Dawn Charizard last weekend and I did decently well. I went 2-2 at my regular locals against people that were practicing for EUIC. And so I was like, okay, well, as I'm still trying to learn this deck here. And then at the locals I went to the next day, I ended up winning, and they're like new and trying to get more people to come, so they're giving out a good prize. First place, they gave out an ETB. And so I went 2-1, and so I ended up winning and getting the ETB. And
Wow.
guess what set it was?
Prismatic Evolution.
It was
Destined
Twilight
Rivals.
Masquerade.
Oh well, that's one that they restocked pretty heavily at Walmart recently.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's
no,
like I
this is
see
a
them and it's like I should get one, but I could care less.
Yeah, this is a store that my friend Josh helps judge at, and he convinced me to come out and play. He's a fellow Arcanine collector, and so I was like, okay, let me try and come out and play. And sure enough, I did well. And I did not get to go back um, this past weekend because we had some friends in town. But
Super
maybe this coming
Bowl.
weekend. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna do Dragon Ball Charizard to the League Challenge this weekend.
You should totally do that. All right, Justin. Sleepers and steals. This is our budget picks where we can't go over $10 and typical range is like anywhere from 5 to 10, which we should have talked about that Wailord because that Wailord is probably like in that zone where it's a beautiful card. You
Oh, it
definitely
is.
should have it.
The last time I had looked, I think it was over 10. Let's just look it up right now.
Right
Whale
now,
Lord.
live.
Yeah, live-ish. Oh,
Okay.
well. It is saying it's borderline. So here, let me share my screen. So you can get a heavily played one for $7.50, but there's a lot of them that are like $11, $12. So we'll call it a bonus pick for today. But my actual
Yeah.
pick. Well, let's go with your pick first.
All right. So mine is Oricorio from the Charizard UPC.
Yes, this promo is incredible.
I just think I understand. I see they're pumping out these UPCs pretty heavily, kind of like how they did the other Charizard promos. And I know that this is not a Charizard, but just look statistically at all the other promos that were in the UPCs. I guess the EVEX is kind of like not a good example, but that one stayed at like 20, 25. And I don't see this one going like any lower than it is now. I think now is a great time to buy it because it's dropped so significantly. Because when it came out, you know, it was $25. So I think it's one of those. It will drastically go up over time. Not drastically, but I think
Yeah.
in general over
Oh my
time it will
goodness, you're
go up.
right. It was like way up there. So now we're at 10. I still think we will drop maybe a tad just because there was so many of those things printed, those ultra premium collections, but I agreed. Over time it'll go back up.
Yeah, it's a beautiful card. It's an art rare. Like yes, it's a promo, but listen, look at Mew. And I guess it's hard to compare because like Oricorio is not a typical Pokemon. Like it's not an Eevee, it's not a
Yeah.
Mew, it's not a Charizard, it's not a Pikachu.
Do you know anything about this artist, this Suji Kanda?
I do not.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't a name I recognized either. But okay, so for my sleepers, I chose two cards. I chose one from White Flare and one from Black Bolt, and that is because
And Justin walks away.
I was lucky enough to get one of these guys when they
Holy
restocked it at
cow.
Costco. So shout out to my friend Lauren. She great friend, always thinking of me and Pokemon stuff. She's she's been out of the Pokemon game for a while, but she reminisces from time to time. And so they're frequent Costco shoppers and they shop on Sunday mornings. And Sunday morning happened to be when they restocked these things. So she sees all these people rushing over to this area to grab these boxes. And so she texts me, is like, uh, Justin, is there a reason why everyone's grabbing these things, and sends me a picture of those? And I'm like, oh my God, I've literally never seen those in the wild. You should get it. She was like, oh, okay. Do you want to? I was like, I said you should get one for me. And so she's like, okay, sure. I was like, are you sure you just want one? They're allowing up to two. I was like, did you have to ask? Yes, two, please. And so she got me two. And so, they're $50 each. And it's such a good deal. Besides the fact that you can't find cards anywhere. It's 12 packs. And I have not even opened a single one of this set.
For real?
Yes. But let's look at this card that I chose from here. So I chose Blitzel number 114, the secret rare from White Flare. And look at this little
looks
Blitzel.
Much better than the other art rare of Blitzel, because it's like hiding in the dark, and it's very dark and dark.
Yeah, now this is like, it's like a fall day. The Blitzels come over to this watering hole to drink out of, but it's really clear. It's not windy or anything, so he sees a pure reflection of himself. So he's looking at himself in the water.
That's pretty cute.
And
yeah, I really like the leaf. The leaf like right next to its head, so it like kind of looks like a little beret.
Yeah. It's so cute. And this other one, this is from Black Bolt, Larvesta number 99. So I chose this one because it gives me like prehistoric vibes. It reminds me of that Aerodactyl V alt art card that I traded with you for.
Oh yeah.
It's got volcanoes in the background. Larvesta as well. I mean, it's a prehistoric bug looking thing to begin with, but he's just crawling on a log over a river with all these rocks and everything. Had you seen this card?
I have not actually seen this card. A lot of the art rares from Black Bull and White Flare, I haven't seen.
Yeah. So I figure in honor of that, I'm going to go ahead and open this box.
Well, hopefully you find something that's completely red. It's called a Victini.
Interesting. Okay, Adam, look at this. See how it's got this like white tape right here?
Yeah.
But it looks like rounded tape. I don't know. It threw me off. I've never seen that tape on there. Like it makes me think like, it's resealed or something, but I don't think it's true. It just threw me off.
You open it up, they're all G.I. Joe cards.
Okay. You know what? That would be funny.
That actually would be hilarious. Like it happened live on the podcast.
Well, okay, now I'm gonna like awkwardly rip open this box.
All right. Well, while you're opening it up, status recommended. What's getting us motivated? What are we watching? What are we getting inspired by?
Mm-hmm. So, Adam, why don't you go first?
So I've been watching a lot of Instagram reels. My feed has been motivational stuff. It's just helping me stay on track with trying to be consistent with TCG Live lately. I've even deleted Pocket to not let that distract me, because I don't know. I just don't like Pocket. I can't figure out like the want or the desire. Like opening up a digital pack to me, it's like in live, I just skip through it. Like yes, I get packs for winning, but I don't even care. I have so much resource, because if you already have the card, you get reimbursed like little tiny bits, and it doesn't do it for me. It's like I just don't care. Whereas like, because it's just straight up a collection app. It's just like, oh hey, you pulled this card, and then let me take 10 minutes to get you to this. Oh, we put it there. Look at that. It's not fun for me anymore. I also deleted.
I feel the exact same way.
Yeah, and then I also deleted a random bingo app that I was playing. Just again, instead, like I basically cut down my options of like how I can distract myself, and it's like I have Pokemon Go, and I have TCG Live. And that's just in order to stay focused on the main task at hand, which is, get better at the game.
Okay. Before you say your thing, I just wanted to show off these promo cards. So
that is
Cosmosaurark, the Victini, and these stamps look nice too. And then a card that I was looking at playing in a deck if I ever play what's the electric dragon? What's the electric dragon? No, the dragon.
Electros. It's a dragon electric type.
I can't think of it. Jesse Parker plays the deck. It's about to rotate. Miraidon. I could not think of that to save my life. And then here we got this Reshiram, also very cool looking.
Those are actually wicked cool promos. That makes a little bit more sense why there's only you said there's 12 packs or 10 packs? Okay, 12 packs. Yeah, because
12 packs, $50.
Because for the prismatic ones, they had 14 packs and only 2 promos. All right, so you're gonna open a pack.
Did you want? What? Okay.
Yeah, I want you to open up packs.
All right. We will open a Black Bolt one first.
All right. Now remember, you're looking for a giant red card. Red means green.
Okay.
I mean, you've got a clover on your shirt, so
here's
the luck of the Irish is here.
Yes, luck of the Irish. All right, one to the front, and I'm gonna guess grass.
Fire.
Luck of the Irish.
It is darkness. The darkness consumes us all.
Timber, and it's fun because Petalil, because these are like all Gen 5 Pokemon. It's a fossil. Crocodile or Krokorok, not crocodile. Prism energy. I don't even know what that does. So attached to a basic Pokemon, this card provides every type of energy, but only one at a time. Huh. Playable card. Tortuga.
All right, here we go. Let's go.
Scavalier.
Oh, is that a Master Ball or is that Pokeball?
This is Pokeballs. Hey, look, Larvesta. We were just talking about him. And a Caracosta.
Oof, Justin. Oof.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a Pokeball Reverse, which I didn't know was in this set because I haven't opened this set. But I really like the hollows in this set because it's like the old black and white hollows.
It is. It's exactly the same feel.
I have that Arcanine card from this era, and that's the only thing. Okay, so we didn't really do so hot in the Black Bolt. Let's try White Flare.
I'm also going to say fire again. But yeah, when we went to the Walmart, the guy's like, oh yeah, we just got some in. So there was just a bunch of tins. And then I turn around and I'm like,
code.
Guy, all the cards are in the PlayStation case, and they're all behind the PlayStation boxes. So it's like, yeah, I can see cards back there. So I'm like, can I take a look at what packs they have? They had Stellar Crown. They had a whole bunch of stuff. And then I found in the back, pushed away in the back, I pulled it out. He's like, yeah, just go check it out, whatever you want. They had a Hop Zacian box. They had the Garchomp box. And then I pulled out one 3-pack, and I was like, holy crap, it's White Flare. So I bought the Gothitelle sticker pack. I was like, holy crap.
Nice. I'm gonna guess water. You guess fire. It is metal.
Stealing the
Oh,
thunder.
This is like the different energy type. It's like the
Yes. I like those hollow,
checkerboard.
which you'll probably get one in
Yes.
one of your packs.
Which I was gonna try and buy some, but they're like not listed on TCG Player. Spupa, Vanillite,
Yeah, any of those
Purloin,
energies, I sleeve them and put them in
Lillipup,
my dollar bin.
Galvantula, Sawsbuck, Heatmore,
Pokeball or Master Ball?
Pokeball, Sock,
Really hoping for an
Frost Seed,
illustration rare. Ooh,
a
full art
full
Poofla.
art Bouffalant.
Let's go. That's
Nice.
a good looking card. I love the bright orange.
Yeah, and he's got the ability Boofer. This Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks. Gold Breaker for triple colorless, 100 plus. Bonus active Pokemon is an EX, it does 100 more damage. It's a nice looking card. Okay. So, Adam, before I rudely interrupted with my packs, you were saying there was something that inspired you.
Yeah, it was just something.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were
No, it
actually
was
going
just
to
motivation.
share the video.
Oh, no, I don't need to. It's,
Okay.
it's just basically like coach stuff, like, stay motivated. Um, yeah, that's pretty much all it was. But
Okay.
it's all good stuff.
So, what I've been watching recently is good old Deep Pocket Monster. And like many creators that are really good like this, I kind of go through cycles, especially when they have evergreen content. And like I watched several in a row. And so I've been on a Deep Pocket Monster kick, like where he does his collection challenges. Have you watched these, Adam? So it's like,
Uh,
complete jungle in 48 hours or complete Team Rocket in 48 hours, those sets. So this was collect every Umbreon card ever. And so it starts off, he gets like a message from someone looking to sell their Umbreon collection. They were trying to do an Umbreon master set of every card printed in English, and they couldn't do it. They're just like, we've had fun collecting with my kids and stuff, but I just think it's time to move on. And he's like, I've really thought about, not wanting to sell, but if I sell to anyone, it would be you, Pat. And so Pat, like, conveniently, it's in Dallas where his next card party is going to be. So he goes there, he meets with the guy while he's also going to tour the venue, and he talks to him and he gets the story about it. And you gotta look up this video. This binder is impeccable. He got the binder customized just to be so it can be in Pat's collection. It's got like the Deep Pocket Monster emblem on it. It's got Umbreon embroidered on the front. They swapped the Vault X, so it's now in yellow on a black binder. It's really cool. And then he has like these like art cards printed and inserted in the binder to kind of go with the Umbreon collection. So not only is it the actual cards, it's also like fun arts and promos and other things to help, tell the story. And so, uh, so Pat buys it from him. He gives him a fair price and everything. And he's going about it. And he's like, what he doesn't know. I think his name is Kevin. Is I'm going to complete this set and give it back to him. And so if you don't, you should know Umbreon cards are very expensive. And he had done most of the cards, but still needed 20 plus cards. And some of these are like $5, $6, $7,000 cards.
Wow.
And so this video is like an hour long, and he goes around getting all the cards. And so he flies back to Dallas. There's this ploy of, hey, I'm actually just going to meet at the venue to, discuss some things for card party. But really, he's just going there to give the binder back to this guy. And you can tell how much it meant to him. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't tear up during the end of this. It was very touching and cool story, and just all the way around, and just it shows you the generosity of what Pokemon brings out in people. I couldn't recommend enough, even if you have to split it apart into multiple watches to make it through the full hour. It's well worth your time.
I'll have to watch it. That's awesome. Yeah, just shoot me a text with that. Or share the link in the description, Justin.
Yeah. No, it was pretty cool. And I've been enjoying the collection challenges for multiple reasons. A, because it's not something I could ever afford to do. I can't collect every Umbreon card. That's so
What about every Growlithe card?
That's very reasonable. But every Umbreon card, I could like complete the entire Growlithe collection and PSA 10s for the price of one of those Umbreon cards.
Yeah, that's true. But if you have something that you are watching and you want to share it with us and tell us what we should be watching, let us know. Shoot us an email, text us, all that stuff. If you enjoyed the episode, follow, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and stuff. Don't miss the next episode. Send this episode to a friend who's getting back into competitive or someone who's been complaining about the meta. And yeah, I will say the next card show that I'm doing is the New England Card House again. It's February 22nd, 10 to 4 in Danvers, Mass. At the I don't know what it is. It's a hotel, but it's New England Card House in Danvers, Mass. 10 to 4. It's always a great show. So swing by. Justin, do you have anything else?
We're gonna open 2 more packs just because I want to.
All right, let's open 2 more packs.
I've been sitting on these for a while. We got another white flare. So the code RL6NCX6MBGWPJ. I'm gonna guess.
You're gonna say RL Stein. I'm gonna go fire.
This isn't Goosebumps. It's water.
Hey, I was close. Water.
Okay. Ooh, look at that Dino. He's so cute. Deerling. Roggenrola. Lampent. Uh-oh. Leaveny. Hilda.
That's an expensive trainer.
It is. I think it's like $2 or something. I was looking at buying some. Swaboot. Oh, another
Hilda. Got a reverse holo. Let's go. That's worth the whole pack right there.
There we go. Vanillish. And a Coffergregus holo. Oh, man, this holo is so sick. I know it's just a regular holo, but just look at that. Look at the Coffergregus popping out with that lightning from his ghostly hands. Okay. That was a dud. But maybe Black Bolt can redeem itself.
Still going to say fire.
All right. Here's the code. You're going to say fire. I'm going to say grass. This was the psychic pack.
Wow, we were all wrong.
Oh, it's the textured one again. Muna. Snivy. Pampor. Girder. Golurk. Throw. Man, that throw's really red. Simipour. Palpitoad. Venipede. And a Beartic.
I love Beartic. I think it's such a cool art. It's so goofy.
Yeah,
but
look at it. Oh, it's great. You know, can't be mad. These are some fun cards. All right, well, remember, if you're affected by a special condition, don't forget to use a full heal.
Bye, trainers.